Today on Zero to Geek, we look at the Raspberry Pi B Plus and how we can attach it to a piece of wood or anything else with a washer and no screws due to its 2mm screw size. Stay tuned on Zero to Geek. Alright, now first you start with the board. I quickly laser cut this out to meet the dimensions of the holes on the Raspberry Pi itself. They match up pretty good, hence the laser. Other than that, I didn't have screws that actually fit inside the holes here. They're actually closer to 2mm holes, not 3mm, and I have a crap ton of 3mm and like no 2mm. So I decided to go a different route. I learned from 3D printing. It's like, I guess, a plastic rivet base. It works really well. I'm going to show you it here quick. So I use a spacer. I know it's wood, but I figure carbon from wood can transfer as well. So, and I'm burning stuff on this one, so I just keep a spacer in between. So first we're going to do the bottom here. So I already have done it. I've already done this a little bit here. Put a good chunk through. Then you take your lighter. Put it at an angle as much as you can. Let it droop. Take a tool and kind of smash it around the hole a little bit. And now you got your first rivet. Kind of try and center that thing while it's drying a little bit. You can kind of push up on it a little bit too. Not too much. It'll harden pretty dang quick. Okay, harden pretty dang quick. Gonna do our second hole here. I'll probably get through it here pretty quick. Alright, lighter. Oh shoot, and over the edge. Oh well. It's not gonna matter to me. A little bit goes a long way, so even if you get partial hole coverage, it's gonna work really well. And see, it looks a little weird, but eventually you can cut those down once we get the bottoms all done. It's just so you have plenty on the bottom. I'm just using straight PLA, and it works really good. Okay, like that. Burn it. Okay, grab your tool. Smash it over the top here. This one didn't do very good, so I'm going to do it over actually. I think I got too much there. There we go. It's a nice seal right there. Not bad anyway. I'm not going to complain. It is hot, so be wary. Once again, try to center them as they're drying just a little bit. You don't want them all the way over to one edge, otherwise they do harden into a solid plastic. So, I mean, it is going to be a tricky thing, or not tricky, it's just going to feel like you're going to break it a little bit. PLA is fairly flexible, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Go. See there? Stiff, still wiggles, stiff, stiff. It all works out pretty well. Blow on it sometimes, it helps cool it. You can feel it on the bottom, it'll smash down. Wait for them all to cool, and then we'll attach the top here. I got some demonstration pieces here. I took these out after I was done. Focus. 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 There you go. So, flat bottom, stick top. You can see a rivet. Pretty easy. Alright, so they're all cooled here, so I'm going to feed these through and then cut them down to size. Now can be a little bit tricky sometimes, and I put it backwards. See, mistakes always happen. Always. There we go. And of course, see, that one broke right out. Broke right out. So, let's redo that one. Fairly easy to do, just like I said. Put it down. Use your tool and smash it. There we go. Pretty easy. It's pretty good right now. Alright, so I guess we'll just cut these down now, and then we don't have to worry about it, right? So, down right here. It's fairly reasonable. There you go. Short, long enough. So they actually look like they're going through pretty good. And last one. There we go. So it does fit pretty well. Now I got my spacers. I'm just using these plastic nuts I got from my quadcopter. I use them for a lot of different things. See what those look like. Plastic nuts don't need the threaded part, but you know, if you got plastic washers or something, it works. Or realistically, if you got small metal ones, it'll work too. As long as they don't touch any circuitry, it's not going to matter too much. Alright, so we got them all in there. Spaced out. Now, how I do these is I try and burn it upward. So the flame obviously goes up. See if we can focus a little better. That should help. See how that works? Smashed it right down. Oh, it wasn't all the way down to that corner, so I'm going to heat it up again. Apply a little heat, smash it back down. You got a nice tight seal. Let's go to the next one here. Same thing. Up at an angle so you're barely touching the circuitry. Now sometimes when you do touch other plastic components, it likes to stick to them, but not that heavily, and it's usually a pretty easy thing to fix. Go. Snip that end off a little bit. Careful, you don't want to scratch the board. This one's a little tight place to it, but said here's the one that I had stick a little bit, but if you're quick and or just you can pull it right off, it's not a big deal. It's not going to melt anything on here. One more, last one. That one did not melt all the way on the bottom. There we go. There we go. Get it over that hole. Push it down. There you have it. Pretty easy. A little bit of burn spots, but other than that, it's solid on there. Make sure to pick off the extra pieces and you're good to go. Got a nice mounting board for it. Obviously I could expand my my wooden board to make a full enclosure out of wood, you know, pretty easily. But other than that, that's how you do the plastic rivets.